Imagine a midfield pairing with such tactical completeness that it completely locks down the center of the pitch while simultaneously opening up entirely new avenues of attack. For Arsenal, this isn't just a tactical dream anymore, it's moving rapidly toward a concrete reality. Reliable reports indicate that Bruno Guimarães has officially informed Newcastle United of his desire to join the Gunners, with personal terms on a 5-year contract already agreed between Arsenal and the Brazilian international. A historic, market-altering bid is being prepared. If Mikel Arteta pulls this off, the partnership between Bruno Guimarães and Declan Rice will become the most formidable, dynamic, and tactically adaptive double pivot in world football. For the past 2 seasons, Arsenal's tactical identity under Mikel Arteta has evolved around structural dominance, defensive solidity, and control. However, during various stretches, the midfield configuration lacked a certain degree of unpredictability and explosive line-breaking variation. The burden of deep progression often oscillated awkwardly between Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi. While structural adjustments temporarily fixed the balance, it became evident that against rigid, deeply unset low blocks, Arsenal needed a true dynamic engine capable of handling elite physical demands while delivering elite-level playmaking. Enter Bruno Guimarães. The Newcastle captain has transformed himself into one of Europe's most multifaceted midfield orchestrators. By pairing him with Declan Rice, Arteta isn't just building a midfield, he's building a tactical cheat code designed to dominate the game in every single phase. To fully comprehend why this partnership is so revolutionary, we have to look at the profile gaps Arsenal have faced. Last season, the Gunners heavily relied on structural rotation to build out from the back. Frequently, one of the pivots, either Rice or Zubimendi, would drop deep into the centre-back line to pick up the ball. Against aggressive pressing teams, this worked brilliantly because it allowed William Saliba or Gabriel to carry the ball forward into vacated spaces. However, later in the campaign, an analytical template emerged to stop Arsenal. Opponents simply stopped pressing them high up the pitch. They sat back, refused to bite, and forced Arsenal's deeper midfielders to unlock the space. When Rice pushed higher into advanced left-sided channels, Zubimendi was left as the lone anchor, a role where his natural tendency to play as an advanced progressive number 8 occasionally left him exposed, leading to uncharacteristic structural errors and turnovers under heavy congestion. This tactical friction highlighted a clear need. Arsenal required a midfielder who possesses the defensive grit of a natural number 6 but operates with the absolute technical audacity of an elite number 8. This is precisely where the genius of Bruno Guimarães redefines the blueprint. When analysing Newcastle's high-stakes fixtures against Arsenal, Bruno's role as the primary structural dictator was striking. Newcastle frequently used tactical baits like pairing Sandro Tonali tightly against Martin Odegaard to draw Arsenal's pressing shape inside. This freed up Bruno to drop right into the toes of his central defenders, absorb structural pressure, and single-handedly dictate the tempo of the transition. What separates Bruno from standard deep-lying playmakers is his sheer composure under maximum duress. He thrives in tight spaces, possesses an incredible turning radius, and knows exactly when to take calculated risks to progress the ball into wide areas or punch a vertical pass cleanly through the lines. While many purists argue whether he is a 6 or an 8, the reality is that he blends both positions seamlessly. He provides the rugged, Premier League-proven defensive output needed to protect a backline while possessing the vision to effortlessly unlock elite blocks. The transfer market has completely exploded with developments regarding this deal. Following Brazil's recent exit from the World Cup at the hands of Norway in the round of 16, the wheels have been put into motion. According to top-tier reports from The Athletic and L'Equipe, Bruno has explicitly communicated to Newcastle management that he sees his future at the Emirates Stadium. Journalist Insight, Arsenal have heavily stepped up their pursuit and have indicated a clear willingness to formalise their package. While his previous £100 million release clause expired back in June 2024, Arsenal have readied a fresh structured valuation. Newcastle have fiercely rejected initial inquiries of around £55 million to £60 million, but reliable club sources indicate that a structured package totalling £75 million could see Newcastle finally compromise. The Magpies find themselves in a challenging position. Having missed out on European qualification completely, major player sales are a necessity. They have already generated nearly £200 million this summer by sanctioning Anthony Gordon's £69.3 million move to Barcelona and Sandro Tonali's staggering £100 million transfer to Tottenham. Losing their captain would be a monumental psychological blow to St. James Park, but with Bruno forcing the move and personal terms firmly agreed on a 5-year deal, Arsenal are in absolute control of the player's narrative. When you deploy a Bruno Guimarães and Declan Rice pivot, you are creating a fluid system capable of dominating 3 distinct tactical phases. In the first phase of build-up, this pairing immediately dismantles predictability. Declan Rice is an elite generational ball carrier. He excels when he has green grass ahead of him to drive through lines and completely unbalance an opposing midfield block. Bruno, conversely, is the ultimate volume passer. His line-breaking passing metrics are arguably the best in the Premier League. Instead of relying solely on the centre-backs or goalkeeper to bypass a press, Bruno can drop deep, field the ball directly under pressure, and instantly slice open the opposition with a vertical ball straight into Bukayo Saka or Gabriel Martinelli. This prevents the front three from becoming isolated and ensures Arsenal do not have to consistently rely on individual carries to move up the pitch. In the middle third of the pitch, the defensive coverage of these two players becomes terrifying for opponents. Last season, Arsenal's midfield structure occasionally dropped far too deep out of possession, creating a massive vacuum in central areas that allowed teams to overman them on counter-attacks. With Bruno and Rice, Arsenal can comfortably execute a lethal, aggressive mid to high press. Bruno covers an astronomical amount of ground and possesses exceptional elite ground duel mechanics. While he isn't traditionally dominant in the air, his ability to sweep up second balls and anchor the space allows Declan Rice the absolute freedom to push up, hunt the ball aggressively, and impose his massive physical presence higher up the pitch. Against a compact low block, Arteta wants his side to morph into an aggressive 3-1-6 or 2-3-5 attacking shape. With Jurgen Timber or an inverted fullback sitting central to solidify the rest defense, Bruno is unlocked to operate right in the central channels or the half spaces. Bruno's decision-making and timing in the final third are incredibly sharp. Unlike standard modern midfielders who rotate the ball sideways to keep possession stats high, Bruno actively invites pressure. He will receive the ball with his back to goal, draw two defenders into his space, and then release a perfectly weighted, disguised pass for a runner cutting him behind. His shooting from the edge of the penalty box is another massive weapon. Against teams that pack the box, his ability to punish cutbacks with clean, powerful ball striking changes the entire defensive gravity of the opposition. The underlying metrics from the current season paint a clear picture of why Mikel Arteta is completely obsessed with securing this signature. Bruno Guimarães ranks in the upper echelons of European football for progressive passes, passes completed into the final third, and shot-creating actions per 90 minutes. Concurrently, his defensive volume remains elite, averaging high numbers in ground duels won and successful tackles in the defensive third. When you overlay these metrics with Declan Rice's defensive interceptions, elite ball recovery stats, and progressive carry distances, you see a statistical match made in heaven. What one player lacks, the other masterfully covers. Rice provides the raw athletic recovery, aerial presence, and transitional driving force. Bruno provides the elite technical security, creative vision, and tempo control. Should Arsenal successfully finalise this £75 million package in the coming days, it fundamentally alters the Premier League title race. It completely future-proofs Arsenal's engine room, protecting the squad against potential fatigue or injuries to Degaard or Saka by dispersing the creative and physical load across a world-class central axis. Yes, Newcastle will demand an absolute premium, and yes, Arsenal will have to pay significant money for a player entering his absolute prime at 28 years old. But in the modern market, elite, game-ready reliability is priceless. Securing Bruno Guimarães completes the tactical jigsaw puzzle for Mikel Arteta, providing the ultimate blend of steel, sophistication, and structure. Now, I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. Does a double pivot of Bruno Guimarães and Declan Rice instantly become the undisputed best midfield pairing in the Premier League? How do you see Mikel Arteta rotating this midfield structure to unlock low blocks next season? If you want to stay completely up to date with every single breaking angle of this Arsenal transfer saga, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an analysis. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.